The temporal loom shudders, a catastrophic tear in the fabric of reality itself. Not just one reality, but countless, all unraveling at an alarming rate. This isn't a localized incident. It's an omniversal collapse, threatening to erase everything that has ever been, everything that could ever be. The Time Variance Authority, usually a bastion of bureaucratic control, is in absolute panic. Their sacred timeline, once so meticulously pruned, now branches wildly into an infinite, chaotic fractal. Monitors flash red, alarms blare, and the usually stoic agents scramble, their faces etched with a fear that speaks to the sheer, incomprehensible scale of the impending doom. It's a crisis beyond their wildest nightmares, a threat that demands an intervention far beyond their usual protocols, and they know it. The very foundation of existence is crumbling, and they are out of options. Time is running out. Amidst this cosmic pandemonium, a mundane reality unfolds. Wade Wilson, far from his usual superheroics, sits behind a desk in a seemingly ordinary office. He's not fighting villains. He's selling cars, his signature wit barely contained by the drab surroundings. The fluorescent lights hum, the air is thick with the scent of stale coffee, and the clatter of keyboards forms a monotonous rhythm. He's a fish out of water, clearly unsuited for the soul-crushing banality of his new life. His attempts at conventional employment are a comedic disaster, each interaction a masterclass in inappropriate humor and barely suppressed chaos. Then, a sudden, blinding flash. A portal rips open directly in front of his desk, not a subtle shimmering, but a violent, tearing vortex of light and sound. The TVA has arrived, not with an invitation, but with an imperative. His ordinary life is shattered. The TVA agents, grim-faced and efficient, waste no time. They apprehend Wade, their temporal cuffs snapping shut around his wrists. There's no negotiation, no explanation, just a forceful extraction. He's pulled from his mundane existence, protests and sarcastic quips falling on deaf ears. His unique abilities, his very existence as an anomaly, are no longer a personal quirk but a critical resource. They need him not to prune a branching timeline, but to save all of them. The stakes are laid bare. The entire multiverse faces annihilation, and he is somehow a key player in preventing it. The gravity of the situation, despite his usual irreverence, begins to sink in. This isn't just about his world. It's about every world, every possibility, every single life across every reality. He is being tasked with an impossible mission, one he never asked for. Meanwhile, in a desolate, forgotten corner of a dying timeline, another legendary figure wallows in despair. Logan, the Wolverine, is a shadow of his former self. His claws are sheathed, his healing factor seemingly faltering, and his spirit broken. He lives in a world that has been utterly ravaged, a wasteland devoid of hope or purpose. His X-Men are gone, his battles lost, and he carries the weight of unimaginable loss. He is tired, beaten, and has given up. The very idea of another fight, another mission, fills him with a profound weariness. He has nothing left to give, nothing left to lose, and no reason to continue. His existence is a testament to the futility of his past struggles, a monument to a world that ultimately failed. He's ready for the end, yearning for oblivion. His purpose has evaporated. The TVA's plan, audacious and desperate, involves forcing these two broken men together. Wade and Logan are thrown into the same temporal prison, both disoriented and furious. The initial encounter is pure chaos. Wade's relentless chatter and Logan's guttural growls clash violently. They are polar opposites, their personalities and methods entirely incompatible. Yet, the TVA, in their cold, logical assessment, believes their combined chaotic energy is precisely what is needed to stem the multiversal tide. They need Logan's ferocity and Wade's unpredictable nature, a unique combination of brute force and fourth wall-breaking madness. The agents make it clear, work together or everything ends. There is no other option. Their animosity is a luxury they cannot afford. This forced alliance is their only hope, as improbable as it seems, and the fate of reality hangs in the balance. The first trailer drops, a seismic event in the online world. It's a whirlwind of action and humor. But beneath the surface, the grim reality of the multiverse's collapse is palpable. Shots of a ruined landscape are interspersed with glimpses of familiar, yet subtly altered, characters. Wade's signature sarcasm is ever present, his internal monologue breaking the fourth wall to comment on the very trailer itself. Logan, however, is a stark contrast, his face etched with pain and resignation, his claws a last resort rather than a first strike. The trailer hints at a vast, desolate void, a literal empty space where timelines have been erased. Audiences are left with tantalizing questions. What caused this multiversal devastation? What role do these two reluctant heroes play? The anticipation builds to a fever pitch, each frame dissected by eager fans searching for clues and hidden meanings. Online forums explode with speculation. Theories range from the plausible to the wildly imaginative. Many believe the film ties directly into the incursions hinted at in previous multiversal narratives, suggesting a much larger, overarching conflict. Others point to the rumored presence of specific comic book elements, such as the Void or Battleworld, as the ultimate destination for our heroes. The appearance of certain background characters in the trailer sparks intense debate about their identities and allegiances. Is that really a variant of a beloved character? What about the mysterious entity pulling the strings behind the TVA? Every frame is scrutinized, every dialogue snippet analyzed for hidden meanings. The collective excitement is a roaring fire, fueled by the promise of an unprecedented cinematic event, a true culmination of multiversal storytelling that could redefine an entire genre. The internet is alight with theories. Subsequent announcements and behind-the-scenes glimpses only add fuel to the fire. Interviews with the cast and crew offer tantalizing tidbits, confirming the film's ambitious scope and commitment to the source material. The director speaks of a love letter to the characters, promising a balance of irreverent humor and genuine emotional depth. The actors hint at unprecedented cameos and unexpected twists, sending fan speculation into overdrive. The sheer scale of the production is emphasized, with promises of breathtaking action sequences and emotionally resonant character arcs. It's not just a superhero movie. It's pitched as an epic multiversal odyssey, a story that will have lasting repercussions across the entire cinematic landscape. The stakes are established as higher than ever before, promising a truly groundbreaking experience that will leave audiences reeling from its sheer ambition. The marketing campaign culminates in a final, explosive trailer, showcasing more of the unlikely duo's dynamic and the desperate fight they face. The humor is sharper, the action more intense, and the emotional core laid bare. Wade's irreverence clashes brilliantly with Logan's world weariness, creating a unique comedic and dramatic tension. The trailer ends on a cliffhanger, a shot of the two heroes standing back-to-back against an overwhelming threat, their expressions a mix of fear and grim determination. The internet collectively loses its mind. Social media trends erupt, tickets sell out in record time, and the global anticipation reaches a fever pitch. This isn't just a film. It's an event, a cultural phenomenon in the making. The wait is almost over, and the world holds its breath, ready to witness the culmination of years of anticipation, ready for the ultimate multiversal showdown that promises to shatter expectations. Wade Wilson, having traded his heroics for the mundane, now sells cars alongside Peter Wisdom. His suburban life is picture-perfect, complete with a loving Vanessa, a bustling family, and a new, more peaceful routine. He believes he's found true happiness, leaving the chaotic past behind. This domestic bliss, however, feels almost too good to be true, a nagging sensation that something isn't quite right. His friends, once his closest allies in battle, now mostly just tolerate his incessant chatter. The fourth wall, though still occasionally winked at, seems less a tool for quips and more a shield against a truth he isn't ready to face. He's genuinely trying, to be normal, but the universe has other plans. The quiet hum of domesticity is about to be shattered. During a seemingly ordinary birthday dinner for Wade, the peaceful facade shatters. TVA agents burst through a temporal portal, seizing Wade. He resists, unleashing a torrent of his usual sarcastic remarks, but their technology is superior. They transport him not to some sterile interrogation room, but to a grand, almost ceremonial chamber within the TVA headquarters. Here, he is introduced to Paradox, a stern and enigmatic TVA official. Paradox explains that Wade's universe is nearing its end, a victim of the sacred timeline's natural decay. Wade, as a Nexus being, a fixed point of extreme significance, has the unique potential to save it or at least be repurposed. The weight of this revelation hits Wade with an uncharacteristic silence. Paradox unveils a holographic projection, revealing another variant. An older, more broken Wolverine. A version who failed to save his world and now lives in a desolate, time-ravaged void. This Wolverine is a shell of his former self, burdened by immense guilt and loss. Paradox proposes a radical solution. Wade must work with this Wolverine. Together, their combined Nexus energy, or perhaps the sheer chaotic force of their personalities, could somehow repair the fabric of reality, or at least stabilize a critical junction. Wade, initially reluctant, protests, pointing out their volatile history. Paradox insists this is the only way, highlighting the dire consequences if they fail. The fate of countless realities rests on their reluctant shoulders. Wade is dropped into Wolverine's desolate reality. The reunion is anything but warm. Wolverine, grizzled and weary, immediately attacks Wade, seeing him as another intrusion into his misery. A brutal, chaotic fight ensues, punctuated by Wade's relentless commentary and Wolverine's furious grunts. They clash, claws against katanas, the barren landscape serving as their arena. Wade tries to explain Paradox's plan, but Wolverine is too consumed by his despair to listen. He blames himself for his world's destruction and sees no point in fighting for another. Their conflict is a clash of opposing philosophies. Wade's irreverent optimism against Wolverine's crushing fatalism. This initial encounter makes it clear that forging a partnership will be an uphill battle, fraught with violence and bitter words. Their fight is interrupted by the arrival of Cassandra Nova, a powerful psychic mutant and the ruthless enforcer of the Void, a desolate dumping ground for pruned realities. Nova, with her chilling composure, demonstrates her formidable abilities, effortlessly manipulating the environment and the minds of her followers. She commands a legion of discarded villains and creatures, all loyal to her. Nova reveals her plan: to use the residual energy of the pruned timelines to grow stronger, eventually collapsing all remaining realities into her domain. She senses the unique energy emanating from Wade and Wolverine and immediately identifies them as a threat to her dominance. She unleashes a psychic assault, forcing them to briefly unite against a common, terrifying enemy. Overwhelmed by Nova's power and her growing army, Wade and Wolverine are forced to flee. They narrowly escape, utilizing Wade's portal device, a gift from Paradox, with limited charges, to transport themselves to a new, equally strange reality. This reality is a bizarre, vibrant place, seemingly a mashup of various pruned timelines, filled with absurd characters and unpredictable dangers. They encounter various forgotten heroes and villains, all struggling to survive in this new, unpredictable environment. Their escape is messy, filled with close calls and more bickering, but it solidifies their reluctant alliance. They know they cannot face Nova alone, and survival now depends on finding a way to work together, however begrudgingly. Wade seeks out Blind Al, who, in this reality, is an ancient, wise oracle living in a hidden temple, surrounded by arcane texts and technological relics. Blind Al, surprisingly lucid despite her age and circumstances, uses her unique abilities to peer into the past and future, offering cryptic but crucial guidance. She warns them about Nova's true power, revealing that Nova possesses the ability to not just prune timelines, but to absorb and weaponize their very essence, growing stronger with each reality she consumes. Al also alludes to a hidden nexus point, a crucial convergence of temporal energy that Nova seeks to control. This point, if corrupted, could doom all existence. The stakes become terrifyingly clear. This is more than just personal survival. Following AL's fragmented clues, Wade and Wolverine journey across the chaotic landscape, battling Nova's increasingly determined forces. They finally arrive at the Nexus Point, a colossal, glowing structure pulsating with raw temporal energy, located in a vast, desolate desert. Nova is already there, Attempting to integrate herself with the Nexus, her plan to gain ultimate control nearly complete. She projects her consciousness, showing them visions of their greatest fears and failures, trying to break their resolve. Wade sees his perfect suburban life, revealed as a construct, a comforting lie. Wolverine sees the moment his world died, the faces of those he couldn't save. The illusion of their past happiness, shattered, fuels their rage and determination. As Wade and Wolverine confront Nova, Paradox suddenly appears, not as an ally, but as Nova's accomplice. He reveals his true intentions. He orchestrated the entire scheme, using Wade and Wolverine as unwitting tools. He explains that his goal was to use their combined Nexus energy, once it reached its peak at the Convergence, to reset all timelines to his own idealized version, eliminating all perceived imperfections and ensuring his absolute control over a perfect multiverse. Nova was merely a pawn, a distraction, whose formidable power he intended to harness for his own ends. The perfect suburban life Wade experienced was Paradox's own temporal manipulation, an implanted memory to motivate him, a cruel deception. The realization hits Wade like a physical blow. Feeling the ultimate betrayal, Wade and Wolverine, now united by a common enemy and a shared sense of outrage, turn their fury on Paradox. Nova, realizing she was merely a pawn, also turns on Paradox, her psychic powers unleashed in a devastating display. A chaotic three-way battle erupts at the Nexus point, the temporal energies threatening to tear reality apart. Wade, using his unconventional tactics and fourth-wall awareness, exploits Paradox's vulnerabilities. Wolverine, fueled by renewed purpose and rage, unleashes his full berserker fury. Nova, enraged by Paradox's deception, channels the ambient temporal energy, pushing her powers to their absolute limits, creating a maelstrom of destruction around the Nexus. In a climactic struggle, Paradox, weakened but still immensely powerful, tries to fully absorb the Nexus energy. Wolverine, seeing the imminent destruction of all realities, makes a selfless choice. He plunges his claws into the Nexus point, channeling its raw power through his adamantium skeleton, acting as a living conduit to stabilize the diverging timelines. The immense energy courses through him, causing him agonizing pain but preventing the total collapse. Wade, seeing Wolverine's sacrifice, uses a unique temporal device he acquired earlier, not to fix things, but to momentarily freeze Paradox, creating a window for Nova. Nova, seizing the opportunity, unleashes a final, devastating psychic blast, completely obliterating Paradox. With Paradox gone and the Nexus stabilized by Wolverine's sacrifice, a new timeline begins to form, slowly coalescing around the core of their actions. The once desolate void begins to reshape itself, merging with elements of their original realities. Wolverine, though gravely wounded by the Nexus energy, survives, his healing factor working overtime. Wade, seeing the new, imperfect but vibrant reality emerging, feels a sense of quiet triumph. Nova, having used her powers to the brink, is weakened but no longer malevolent, her purpose fulfilled. The multiverse is not fixed in a pristine way, but allowed to evolve organically, free from Paradox's tyrannical control. A familiar, yet subtly altered, cityscape begins to materialize around them, full of promise. In the sole post-credits scene, a seemingly unrelated TVA agent, Mobius, is seen meticulously reviewing temporal anomalies on a holographic console. He notices a subtle, almost imperceptible ripple in the sacred timeline, a ghost signature that doesn't quite fit. The anomaly appears to be originating from the very Nexus point Wade and Wolverine just stabilized. Mobius, with a quizzical look, zooms in on the anomaly, which briefly flashes an image of a familiar, powerful green fist. He mutters, "This isn't right. Something's still off." The implications are clear. While Paradox was defeated, his actions, or perhaps the method of his defeat, have left an unforeseen ripple. The delicate balance of time is still precarious. This subtle disruption hints at a larger, impending threat. The green fist fades, leaving Mobius with more questions than answers. The image suggests a connection to the Hulk or a variant thereof, perhaps even a future version of Bruce Banner. The anomaly isn't a direct threat, but an indicator of a deeper, more fundamental instability. It implies that the perfect resolution achieved by Wade and Wolverine might have inadvertently opened a door to something else entirely, an unpredicted consequence of their heroic deeds. The multiverse, now free from Paradox's control, is still a volatile, unpredictable place, ripe for new dangers and new heroes. The stage is set for an even grander, more complex narrative to unfold across the myriad realities of the MCU.